And we are live.
Ryan, let's go. Hey, I'm doing great today. How are you doing? Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us on the 4Nerds. Hey, let's go.
Welcome to the 4Nerds, episode 56 of the show.
56 shows.
I just can't believe it. It's been like off and on for like, what? How long has it been? Like, what, a year and a half?
At 52 episodes, we were a year.
Yeah, that's blows my freaking mind. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's pretty dope, and we're just gonna keep rolling because there's so much to talk about. If you're a nerd, so I want to welcome our guest.
No one cares. No one cares. Do you care?
No. Do you care? You guys got any Benadryl?
See, no one cares. No.
Nobody cares about our guest.
Nobody cares about you, Ryan.
All right. Since Dawson's the host of the show, go right ahead.
You're dang right. You're dang right.
So anyway, I'd like to welcome.
No. Leave that to me. Anyway, guys, we have two guests this week. We have two of our main core cast of the 4Nerds gone today because one of them's on a quest for peacemaker, I guess. Then
he's looking at a lot of dicks and buttholes.
All right. Allie's face is
That's all he's getting tonight is dicks and buttholes. Unfortunately. You know what? It'd be funny if he came back and he was like, "Yo, Peacemaker, can't wait for the series."
No, nothing can make me think that.
That's gonna be hilarious. That might happen.
With Anthony, though, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked.
Yo, Peacemaker was fire.
and then our other good friend Andre, he's predisposed, I suppose. So he won't be able to make it today.
He's on assignment in the restroom. So as soon as he's done frushing, he will.
Frushing?
Frushing.
The frick is frushing?
He's freshening up.
Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, so today on the show. Yeah, me too. I mean, this is me every week. This is me every single week.
4Nerds.
It's an irregular.
But today, joining us, I guess a regular replacement here on the 4Nerds, our good friend Allie from Super Hive. How you doing today, Allie?
Hi, good, thanks. How are you guys? Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely. And bless you for putting up with what we do here on the show. I mean, especially like putting up with Nickatina every Monday as well. Like, holy crap, you have so much patience.
As soon as I told her that Nickatina was not going to be on the show tonight, she was like, "Send me the link." And so I did.
He did not tell me that.
We don't take anything that Ryan says seriously. So, like, yeah. But anyway, it's good to have you here, as well as our special guest today, the Irregular Neil, making his first appearance on the 4Nerds. How's your day going, man?
I'm doing well. It's a great day. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, and I gotta say, every single time, I just love your setup, all those freaking Funko Pops and the games behind you, dude. Like, it makes me wish that I had a room in my house just specifically designed for like arcade games. That'd be freaking amazing.
I want more. I almost got in trouble. It's good.
Do you actually play those, or are they just for display for your streams?
Oh, you asked, do I play?
They're props. Yes. He's asking.
Yeah, they're just props. Actually, I do have an irregular high score game night that I do. There is an episode out of that, and the next one's coming. And it is on Pac-Mania, and it's going to be Batman's Revenge because he lost Galaga. So
you know the Pac-Man game I love, and I don't know when it came out, but it's new. It's at 4, versus Pac-Man, where it's like a red Pac-Man, a yellow Pac-Man, a blue and a pink, and they're just all on the board together. And everywhere, that's 4 Pac-Man, playing, and you have it's neat. You see it at like theaters in their little arcade section, and it's just on a flat, it's on a flat screen. It has 4 chairs and 4 joysticks around it, and it's cool. I love it. I was like, man, I'd love to have it, but Ryan, nobody cared. Oh,
and Dawson, it's
he
not
brings
only
up
just this,
a great example
it's
of poor
also
grammar.
over here.
Oh wow.
Oh snap!
Oh, so how long did it take you to set this room
Accumulate.
up?
Healthy.
Oh, hello.
There's his producer.
I didn't know anyone was there.
Productions.
She's like, I paid for all of this.
Goes up and down right here,
Oh dang!
and it's gonna
Wow.
keep getting added to. So this didn't take that
Say
long.
no.
Kelsey has seen the sickness of me going on toy hunts, and that's why I started doing toy shows, because I've been in this statue action figure like insane stage. So I'm going to places all over, haggling where I can, finding all this stuff. I'm like, well, all right, and of course, by and large, if anybody knows Amazon,
Yeah.
you can get whatever the fuck you want. So
Yeah. Amazon's been my friend for a while. Like I just mentioned to you guys before the show today, I got some things from Amazon. Got myself some Batman Unwrapped from Greg Capullo, which I'm very, very
It's
stoked
amazing.
for.
Yes. Love
Yes. Very amazing. I'm going to study some of that pencil work, as well as Watchmen, the Deluxe edition, which is freaking beautiful. Oh, so
Yep.
good. Love it. Love it.
That's dope. That
wait,
is
show me the
dope,
inside
man.
cover. Show me the inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You didn't grace everyone with the inside cover.
The
Looks
inside cover is glorious.
nice.
The inside. Ah,
Dude, it's amazing. I love it when
Great work.
I love when books like this have like good inside and outside covers,
Mhm.
because there's some, like, especially with the New 52, there's just something like the logo for the book like imprinted into the black of the inside cover, and that's it.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, come on, have a little bit more creativity than that, please. But
Plus, they're expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, give me a little bit more bang for my buck, Well, Ryan's gonna take that out. Anyway, never mind. Let's see who's in the chat so far today. We got the Suscast saying, hey, what is up?
What's up?
Love that logo, just a simple emoji. I like it.
so,
DC Talk Extended says, let's go get that fire. Well,
Yeah,
apparently the
yeah.
fire is out of the building today.
There is no fire tonight.
There's just straight water.
straight. Well, I've got.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Got it.
And we got Jacob Louie. What's up with the flames?
What's up, man?
And Suscast says, Neil Stroke. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yes.
Anthony Beltray says, hello. Got 187. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Good to have you
How's
here.
it going?
Got Dark
Star.
Star. What's up?
I like
What
the
is
name.
up?
It's cool.
That is a cool name, and I like
Yeah.
that. I like that logo. Oh gosh, that's beautiful. Got
Yeah.
some good Nightmare Batman in here. Got the Truth 31. What's up, dudes?
What
What's
up?
everyone? Neil drunk already?
We haven't verified. We can nor confirm nor deny.
Look, this is
the alcohol
They
consumption.
don't know it. It's a running joke. They know. They're not fucking with me. See?
And some guy named the Irregular Neil. I don't
I mean,
even know
who's
who
that
is.
asshole?
I don't know. I don't even know.
He's got a
Um,
fire emoji.
Yeah, what's it like being drunk? I wish I was 21. Oh, everybody
Well-
must be going off my beer pong video.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
overrated.
of course it is.
It really is. Especially the
I
next
just think
day.
it's how it is. Oh my gosh. But anyway, it's good to have everybody here on the panel as well as in the chat. We're gonna have a good time today talking about some awesome stuff. And the first thing that I want to talk about now, real quick, has everyone seen part 2 of Batman the Long Halloween? No.
Yes.
Okay.
This weekend, but
All right,
you
Ryan.
can't talk.
I've seen it.
You have seen it. Okay.
I have
okay.
seen it. Yes.
So we can just talk about briefly, just like non-spoilers. of course.
Non-spoilers. Yeah.
But I watched it yesterday and I put out a review. So, shameless self-plug, go watch my review.
I did not put out a review because I wasn't going to spoil it for anyone. Thank
I didn't spoil it for anyone. It was a non-spoiler review. So shut up.
you.
But honestly, I really enjoyed it. I think they did a really great job adapting that story and maybe change some things here and there to fit their needs. But like they weren't Batman Hush type of changes. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, like Batman Hush is an egregious example of changing the source material to the point where it ruins everything.
Yeah.
Makes me so mad.
It was disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one doesn't do that, and I was really impressed. Josh Duhamel, dude, get that guy to do more voice acting.
Fire job. I mean, way better in this than he was in that Jupiter's thing. He did a fantastic job of portraying Toothface and Harvey. You could definitely tell who was who. And it was great. I I didn't like in this version. I thought that Supernatural Red Hood, what's his name? Yeah, Jensen, did not do as great a job as he did in the first one. The first one I thought it was fire. That was great. But this one, he kind of sounded a little bit more like Jensen, a little bit more like Red Hood than Batman for me. And then there was one thing that was kind of a twist, but not really. But it wasn't. I was like, really? Does everybody have to be? I don't know. That was the there was a Catwoman twist, but
that part I wasn't as fond of. But like,
I didn't like it. I was like, why do you have to make everything so related? We'll say. Anyway, but other than that, it was a good movie. I've got the first one on Blu-ray. I'll get the second one on Blu-ray as well. I dug it. It was pretty dope. One thing I didn't know that Dawson did or watched was that there was an end credit scene that I wasn't aware of, so I didn't watch it. And he did. So for anybody who hasn't watched it,
shows how much more attention I pay. You know, so take my criticisms more seriously.
Well, I won't take your criticism more seriously, but I will take your tenacity more serious. Your intuitiveness.
My intuitiveness. My patience, you might say.
No, you don't have any patience, but we'll say...
I sat through the entire thing to get to the post-credit scene.
I mean, honestly, you could have just been too lazy to get up off the couch. That doesn't mean that
I was actually sitting in this office.
You could have fast forward. Fast forward!
That's what I always do.
But yeah. So overall, I think it's good. I think it's worth the watch. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. I thought that some of the stuff with the guns that they used kind of were sped up. I think the holiday killings were sort of sped up in the second part than it was in the first. I think the first it was more of a focus, and this one it was more sort of like, and then this happened, and then whatever, and who cares? So it's like oh look, it's Earth Day, another killing. Who cares? But that's the only critique I have for the film. I think it's good. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
It's definitely recommendable for sure. So if anyone out there is thinking of whether or not they want to go watch the second part of The Long Halloween, and you're any kind of Batman fan whatsoever, go watch it. It's great. It's really, really fun. And I had a lot of fun with it as well. So we'll move on really quickly from that. So one big thing that came out just a little bit before the show started was a statement from the director of Suicide Squad, David Ayer, talking about his experiences and why he made the Suicide Squad film the way that he did for his own personal cut.
Go ahead and read the tweet, Dawson.
Oh yeah, I'm going to bring up that tweet here.
It was very heartfelt.
Very.
And I really appreciated it. So yeah,
very heartfelt. So I'm going to bring this up. He wrote,
and unfortunately, look at the comment below. This is he made this in response to somebody's horrible comment was that David Ayer should just while watching the new Suicide Squad movie, David Ayer should abandon the idea of that director's cut.
Like what kind of person says something like that? That's just kind of messed up.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, come on. You're trying to tell me that things can't exist, or exist in in the same sphere or whatever, and be available for people. That's just not nice.
Right. Exactly. And so I'm going to read David Ayer's statement here. He said, "My turn." And again, this is very, very heartfelt. I loved reading this just because you could tell it's just very genuine and raw. And so it says, "I don't know what quit is. I am not who you think I am. Nothing in my life was handed to me. It's been a struggle from the jump. My pops committed suicide Christmas morning when I was 4 in Miami, and that was just the beginning. Foster care, abuse, disruption, chaos. I went to more schools than I can count. What's stability? I was in South LA doing hood rat stuff as a kid. Got arrested, LA County probation forever. Had to take the bus to Crenshaw and Exposition to see the gang lady twice a month, but that didn't stop me from doing a lot of stupid and dangerous stuff. I was the kid everyone just knew was going to end up dead or in prison, and I was in the right hood for it. I've seen bodies, blood, heads busted open, watched people die, stepped over brains on the sidewalk to catch my bus, been shot at more times than I can remember, got my butt beat by LAPD, Batanzio. One of the first crack houses in LA was on my block. I dropped out of high school and was every day in the streets holding a wall up on bodega. Took someone dying in my arms, covered in their blood, and vomit to wake me up. So very, very just like, dude, he went through the ringer. Like this guy's been through some stuff. All right, very, very sad. Right. So I joined the Navy and served on a nuclear submarine, hence his big support for the Marine and the Navy.
Armed services, yeah.
Yeah, armed forces. He posts about that all the time. He says, and I saw more and experienced things that seared my soul. Try 67 days underwater in a steel tube when you're running out of food. The Navy broke me and the Navy saved me. I learned discipline and the Navy gave me a work ethic. I lived in Sinaloa, Baja California, bounced back and forth, worked any job I could after that, house painting, construction, electrician. I started writing screenplays because someone saw something in me I didn't. Wesley Strick. I wrote, and I got sucked back into the streets, smoking PCP and cruising my old Cutlass. I didn't have a refrigerator. I didn't have a bed. I had nothing. Didn't file tax returns for 7 years. I had no future. And I figured I was just burning time until I caught a case and got locked up. That's where Training Day came from. Obviously, one of the more well-known projects.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah. He said, I saw it happen. I heard all the neighborhood stories. I wrote them down. I poured my soul on the page. And when someone offered me $30,000 for the rights, I laughed. But Training Day was special. Of course, no one believed it at the time. The nice Hollywood folks refused to believe cops could be that corrupt. Then the Rampart scandal happened, and yeah, they realized maybe it's real. It took years to get that movie made, and it changed my life. The lesson of that script, put your pain on the page. That is why I tell stories. I've seen life, I've seen people, I've seen the bad do good and the good do bad. I write about my lived truth, and I take the risk, like putting my house on the line to direct my first movie. I put my life into Suicide Squad. I made something amazing. My cut is intricate and emotional journey with some bad people who are crapped on and discarded, a theme that resonates in my soul. The studio cut is not my movie. Read that again. And my cut is not the 10-week director's cut. It's a fully mature edit by Lee Smith, standing on the incredible work by John Gilroy. It's all Stephen Price's brilliant score with not a single radio song in the whole thing, which, of course, is the exact opposite of what we saw in what came out in theaters. It has traditional character arcs, amazing performances, a solid third-act resolution. A handful of people have seen it. If someone says they have seen it, they haven't. So, yeah, should be clear by now, I don't have any quit in me. Never have, and why should I? Everyday breathing is a gift. I thought my story was going to end in a grave or a cell long ago. So these I'm living are bonus rounds. I'm so honored and blessed to have the career I do. Quit after my kids watch me come home every day after the studio takeover of the edit with my heart torn out. Who would I be to them if I quit? I've never told my side of the story, and I never will. Why? Same reason no one will ever know what happened on my submarine. I keep my covenants. I'm old school like that. So I kept my mouth shut and took the tsunami of sometimes shockingly personal criticism. Why? That's what I've done my whole life. Real talk, I'd rather get shot at. I'm so proud of James and excited for the success that's coming. I support Warner Brothers, and I'm thrilled the franchise is getting the legs it needs. I'm rooting for everyone, the cast, the crew. Every movie is a miracle, and James' brilliant work will be the miracles of miracles. I appreciate your patience. I will no longer speak publicly on this matter.
Yep. There you go.
Wow.
Very, very powerful.
Yeah, there you have it, dude. I mean, it's all there. It's right there, and in black and white. And yeah, I mean, he's. I think this is the last time he's going to talk about it. So.
Well, he says he's not going to speak on the matter, but one thing else is that he has no quit in him. So, like, I respect the crap out of David Ayer for saying this, because, like, putting this stuff out there, like, that's some difficult stuff he had to go through that he just put out there for everybody to know. Because I'm sure he's been getting a lot of crap for the past couple of years with the Suicide Squad, right? And people making accusations like about him, like stuff about him and Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, him like wanting to just really sexualize her and everything. And it's just like, dude, this guy put what he had and what he felt into this movie. So I think it was just him like clearing the air, like guys, this was me. This was my pain, my emotions that I put into this thing. And I really respect him for it. I don't know, was there anything else that stood out to anybody about this statement?
It's just wow. I had only seen the last page of it. Sam Benjamin had shared it in his story, and I saw this part of it. And I haven't been on Twitter today, so I hadn't seen the whole thing. But I didn't know how much was said before that part. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, even that part, I was just like, man, poor guy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the rest of it that he included about his personal life and his past, just wow, he really like dug himself out of a place that a lot of people probably would. I mean, that'd be really hard for most people to kind of kind of journey. Yeah.
Less than a single-digit percentage of people in that situation make it out the way that he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I lived in LA for a couple years and I saw people like that on the regular. Like I saw people who were just stuck in that place, and the fact that he could get out of there and become a well-known Hollywood director, like that's insane, absolutely insane. It's kind of comparable to like Sylvester Stallone in a way when he wrote Rocky and was like really struggling, and where he came from. You know, like it's always very inspirational. Also, just very heartbreaking to hear stories like that.
It's inspirational though at the same time.
Oh yeah.
You ever see End of Watch?
End of Watch, yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Well, compare that to some of the stuff he just told you in that article. End of Watch has all those elements in it.
Oh yeah.
And that movie was, to me, I thought it was pretty damn powerful. That movie hit on like elements.
It felt very real.
Ooh,
it was like
you felt the deaths, and you that hit.
It's like another movie, Fury.
It's almost like now, okay, yeah, like, but like, if ever, spoilers, if you haven't seen End of Watch, this movie's been out forever. Jake Gyllenhaal's character, when he gets shot up, you think he's dead. So that almost is like a representation now from what you're just reading me of David Ayer. Like he made it through things that you shouldn't make it through, right?
Yeah.
So to speak. So like when you watch his movies, he really does put himself into his movies. So this is like a way, and kudos to him, because who wouldn't want to freaking do this when you think about it? If people are slandering you, you had to freaking, take it in the chest for a studio that wanted to do their thing, and they butchered your movie and that came out, and then you had to shut your mouth for years on end. And it took, I always call him a patriot, Zack Snyder, to come out and get his cut out and the way it happened and the calculated way he did it. And now you see David Ayer, and they're not giving him the respect that they gave Zack. Well, he didn't get it either. But he's not getting the opportunity that Zack got because it's not that large scale of a movie. But this man puts his heart and soul into any movie he does, obviously. So, like, for you reading this article to me, End of Watch was like, that was an intense movie for me. So when I tie that in and listen to that, I'm like, wow. So, all the symbolism for all his movies is always in that. So imagine what a fucked up movie Suicide Squad really is, minus the putty soldiers, because that was the one thing I couldn't stand, whatever they had to do with that. But you tie in like the story elements, the Joker Harley relationship that we didn't get to see, even though they gave you that extended bullshit cut that had like that extra scene. You see, the trucker scene and all that. I would love to see now even more. Like prior to at least the Ayer cut movement, you never got this. Now you just got the meat and freaking potatoes of what this guy has been trying to tell you. And he had to flat out just come out, you know what, you bunch of idiots that can't see through this, I have to come out and tell you now and give you some context to why I make the movies that I make. And that piece of crap that came out was not my movie. So stop saying it's mine and understand why I'm fighting for what I'm fighting for. So
and also just clearing up there's no need to have a rivalry between David Ayer and James Gunn, because they don't have those personal feelings for each other. They respect each other. They support each other. And look, at the end of the day, it's like, if you're into the Suicide Squad and things you've seen from it so far, then that's great. If you're not, then that's fine too. But like, there's no need to fabricate some sort of like big old schism between them. Like I know there was this week people were tweeting out, oh, if James Gunn just told Warner Brothers to release the Ayer cut, they would. And James Gunn's like, well, thank you for stroking my ego, but it's not that simple. Because like I'm sure with their relationship, the way they support each other, like if he thought that it would affect it, he probably would have said it, but he knows that it won't. He knows, like, they gave him freedom to make his movie, but he's not going to be allowed to.
And also he's not going to bite the hand that's feeding him at the moment, because his film is right on the brink of coming out. He's not, and that's why he's like, thank you for stroking my ego, but he's not going to sit there and say, hey, release this, and then try to dodge, the blowback from the studio. which it's the same studio that has said, Ann Sarnoff, said, hey, we have no plans to release David Ayers' Suicide Squad. Even though it could live on HBO Max or whatever, Warner Brothers, who is employing James Gunn, who employed David Ayer, has no plans to release his version of the movie that was edited and scored and everything, they gave props to, which is great. But they have no plans to do it. And so, yeah, I mean, this whole thing about wanting to create a false narrative that Gunn and Ayer, even with that other tweet that was like, Gunn was saying, hey, Ayer, thanks for, going through so much, stuff that you did. It made the regime that I'm messing with a lot easier because a lot of those people aren't in the business anymore or not employed by this company anymore. So I didn't have to go through the crap that you went through. And people were like, "Oh man, it's so disrespectful!" Oh, just sort of throwing these narratives around and implying things. And it's just like, dude, if James Gunn movie is great, and I've heard good things about it, even though I have seen the detachable kid footage. I have seen Stallone, like you guys have brought up. Stallone's like, yeah, I'm like, how can this be good? If it's coming up with really, non-funny lines and stuff. And I'm hoping that that's just like maybe what they've released. I don't get the context for yet because I haven't seen the whole movie. Right? Maybe they're just bad trailers because they have not gotten me hyped. Like the whole, what's a 4-letter word for starfish? Well, Dalton will tell you,
right?
And it's stuff like that. It's like I don't think it's going to be any good. And we have Anthony's going to watch it tonight. He'll come back and he'll give us his unbiased opinion of it. I mean, if it is good, then awesome. If it's not good, then oh well. But this thing right here is just like, hey, David was just like, hey, I'm kind of tired of this. David was releasing images that we hadn't seen in black and white. He was trying to mimic or emulate Zack Snyder in like teasing the fans, teasing the audience. And he's not been, I mean, of course, even Zach was not met with favorable, people who are like, oh, keep it to yourself. We love Justice League. We want this other universe to continue. We don't want to see your movie. And then the Snyder Cut comes out and a lot of white check marks and a lot of people are praising it. And it's a good movie. And so they're sort of left in that like, well, what do we do? We just kind of leave it on the shelf. We're getting it on 4K and in the States, in September, and I've already bought my copy. But the same thing is like I don't see us getting the David Ayer cut, especially after David putting this out. We may eventually get it down the line after all the dust is settled and DC finally has their footing and like where the direction that they're going in, so that you can finally get this. But like we were given a narrative that was like, okay, yeah, not only is David Ayer's Suicide Squad coming out and being worked on, but it's also, the Batfleck thing is happening, and they're going to have the Zack Snyder's universe is going to live here, and seriously, nothing until we get an announcement that says that. I don't see it happening until we actually get an announcement.
I will say,
and if we get nothing by Fandom, then. Then I can see that they do want to shelve it indefinitely.
I will say though that there's plenty of just within the past couple hours since David put out that statement, there's been like Variety, for instance, put out like 12 tweets regarding it, like quoting different things from it, like which is interesting.
It's different. And what Zeever was just saying with how Zach did it and how he was trying to copycat. What is one thing you can't do in life? You can't copycat anybody. You copycat, it doesn't work well because the guy that did it had his way of doing it and his flavor. This is David Ayer's flavor right here with what he just did.
Yeah.
That's how.
And this hit a lot harder and a lot better. Like Dawson was just saying, Variety is covering it because he went and did something. Yeah, he went and did something like this. So they're going to cover. They're going to, I don't think they're going to throw him under the bus because it was a heartfelt letter. It wasn't ego didn't get in the way for this, so they were like, "Oh well, this is great. We can back this and look good as well." So, and Variety sucks.
It's like when Warner Brothers wanted to release Zach's cut as it was before they finished it. They're just like, oh, they just get the internet monkey off their backs, and it's just like, well, they probably would approach us the same way, you know, try to say like, oh, we did it for David, you know. So in that way, I could see them doing it sooner rather than later. But at the same time, it's like I'm not going to keep my hopes up about it. But I still would absolutely love to see David Ayres' version. I think it sounds amazing. Just the fact that he said like there's no radio songs at all in it.
Yeah, that's
Thank
great.
God. That was
Great news, actually.
That makes sense because his other movies are not like that.
No, they're all
They're not like what's that movie? I watched it like a couple months ago.
Throw Mona from the train.
Throw Mona from the train.
The one with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, he knows it.
Yeah, Fury.
Fury.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, with the tank.
I forget the name.
No,
but yeah.
no. I think
Where they're in the war. Oh, you're talking about with the ears.
No.
Where he's got the ear prosthetics and
Isn't he like a cop or is he a drug lord?
He's a gangster.
He's a cop.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Oh.
I forget the name of it, but it wasn't as good as his other movies. But
It wasn't great. Yeah. It wasn't great, but it was. But you see his style.
The tax collector.
Oh yeah, tax collector.
Tax
Yeah.
collector. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, Brightburn. Remember that? Oh, not Brightburn. Bright.
Bright
yeah,
was
Bright.
another one. Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
But like, especially after watching Tax Collector, like you really see his past, the influence of his past in that movie.
Oh, even
It's
more than
very
that.
graphic.
Then I want to watch that then.
It's graphic.
Yeah. I mean, you know, what happens to George Lopez? I was like, what?
Yeah.
So Hector V says, raise your hands if you pre-ordered the Cyborg Hot Toys. Dude.
Oh my God.
You have the money for that? Oh my gosh.
I got hurt when I saw that. I was like, no.
That's my mortgage.
Wow, how much is it?
It's
I saw the advert today, but I didn't see the price.
It's kind of, I didn't want to look at the
The dark
price.
side
I
was
know.
more, I think.
Hot toys they scare
Hot
me.
toys are ridiculously pricey.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking
But
of.
they're so nice. They're so nice.
I'm thinking of the Weta ones.
Oh yeah, Weta's also
What is
Those
also
are-
expensive? Yeah.
Those are beautiful, though.
I'll be at Comic-Con. There might be a statue coming home with me at Comic-Con.
Yeah, possibly.
I'll enter a raffle.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to answer Job Diaz's question. He asked, Dawson, is there challenges for the comic giveaway for people in the running? Oh, so you're mentioning the Savage
Oh, the
variant cover giveaway?
Savage. Oh, that's
Savage.
look at that.
Yes, these are the variant
looking
covers.
good.
And I'm going to give each of these away to 3 subscribers.
Ooh. I like
And-
the covers. Can we go full screen? I'd like to see that.
Don't tell me what to do. Well, here's the variant covers.
Oh, nice.
It's the pure image, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, there's no challenges. All you have to do is go to my review of The Long Halloween Part 2 and put in the comments that you want to be in the running to win this an issue of this comic, which would be signed by me with a personalized message. So literally that's it. You just put on the list. We'll do like a little spin the wheel thing to see which names get picked. And that's simple as that. No challenges, just
Awesome.
simply
Yeah, so
look for
send
the
your
draw.
$9.95 care of Drake.
Oh, Allie, I think we have the same mic.
Yeah, we do. I think on.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
what
that's
show?
that's
Or no,
cute. I didn't
yeah,
know. It lights up.
Yeah.
HyperX.
Yeah.
Hyper RX.
Hyperactive.
You just touch it. That's
Oh,
dang.
this
Wow.
shit. Tap it. It's got all different settings. for
I'm
like
tapping
live
mine,
streams and
but-
stuff.
Mhm.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, I really like it.
It's a good one. I like it.
That's
a
cool.
good
And it's
one.
heavy, so you can knock someone out with it. If you need
Oh,
to.
you definitely can hurt somebody. With
That's
it.
perfect for kids.
Yes.
They don't mess with it.
I got it
Yeah, I
from my
keep it up in a way.
They come and bother you while you're on the streets, like quiet.
Yeah, wow. So Dawson is an abusive parent.
Nope.
He's like, shut up.
I'm just funny.
Do you want me to get it's like most dads would be like, do you want me to get the belt? Do you want me to get the mic? I'm like, no. You're a monster. You're a monster. Not the gumdrop buttons.
Oh gosh. No one ever saw dinosaurs.
Not the mama.
Oh my gosh. Oh no lie. I said that as a kid when,
Do you know
when I was like 3 years
Muppet Man?
old. I was like 2 or 3. My dad would like come and like hold me or give me a hug or something. It's like not the mama, not the mama.
Yeah, dude. Jim Henson with his animatronics.
Yeah.
And
Do
they-
you realize how big those costumes were?
Huge.
Holy crap! I didn't realize that until they
People in
took
there,
their heads off, and they were like dancing around. You know, the actors were dancing around in their costume. I was like, oh my god, the sets must have been
There'll never
ginormous.
be a better Ninja Turtles than the one from the 90s.
Oh, Jim Henson's 1990. That is.
I don't think you're ever going to top it. Personally.
No.
I mean, the CG turtles couldn't even top it, man. It's like what?
No.
So,
I
yeah,
do
no,
like the
he's-
2007 CG movie. TMNT. That was
Which
good.
launched a good video
You
game.
talking about TMNT?
TMNT launched a good video game, actually.
That was. I liked it. I didn't like the villains. I thought the villains looked.
No, it was weak. It was weak sauce.
The villains were weak, yeah, but I think the animation style was pretty interesting. I love the turtles. Like,
Yeah. The Raphael Leonardo fight scene.
yes,
That was great.
very much BVS vibes.
Yeah, the rooftop, dude. That was yes.
Yeah,
That was awesome. But
If they
other
took
than
that same like art and like went into like the Last Ronin, then that'd be
yes. No,
The
I
Last
absolutely
Ronin
agree.
is great. Yeah, I don't have the comic, but I know.
They're not owned by DC, so it could happen. Something good.
Well,
I need to get myself copies of The Last Ronin. I need to read that because I've heard
We got-
great things.
Rogan doing Turtles, so we'll see how that goes. Except for
Oh, Seth?
Yeah, he was like,
Well, I mean, he did do. He did do the.
like Puff the Magic Dragon.
I just talked about it. What, the Boys.
So he did. No, you know what he also did?
Invincible.
Future Man. Future Man on Hulu.
He did that. He also did Green Hornet.
Green Hornet. Yeah, that one hurt.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Logan?
I'm gonna compare it to Kevin Smith with taking on He-Man. Hopefully, he gives the love he needs.
Oh, has everybody here seen He-Man?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it.
Oh,
The trailer looked really good.
It's
Oh,
it's a pretty good show. It's a
I
pretty
like
good
it a
show.
lot. It's
I
getting a lot
kept
of
my
hate for no
attention.
reason whatsoever.
I went off about
Like,
that.
okay, so little story. The other day, my little brother starts messaging me because he watched the first episode of the show, Masters of the Universe. And he's like, I don't like this at all. I like what they're doing. Is it woke? I was like, no, just watch the whole thing, man.
What do you
Come on.
think? Like,
He's
is
like-
it? No, you should. If it is, you should know. So
Yeah, it's like if it was woke, I would tell you, Brigham, okay? Like, just watch the dang thing. And he's like, I don't know, just from the first episode. It's like, if you judged every show by its first episode, like, you would not watch anything, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just telling you that right now. So he finally watched the other 4 episodes. He's like, okay, yeah, I like it a lot. It's like, okay, see? Just watch it.
You're WTFing at the end of it. I will tell you that.
You are. You definitely
The
are.
first one?
I didn't realize that
The
was
first
Sarah,
5. The first half, you will
yeah.
WTF.
Yeah,
That's all I
I
can say.
didn't realize that was Sarah Michelle Gellar. I was like, really?
Really? You didn't?
I didn't know. I didn't go in knowing. I knew Mark Hamill,
when I was younger.
and I was like, okay, I know that's Mark, but I didn't know it was Sarah Michelle Gellar. I was like, oh,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I know ACS is doing a stream on that tomorrow.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna spoil it today.
Everything. We're going to talk about Orko. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
love
It
I love
was
it.
pretty dope. It was pretty. I think you would probably, out of all the characters, Orko would probably is more the most Dawson-esque of the bunch.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I just said that's.
They give
What's up, Belle?
What's up?
Hey, Belle. What's up, Belle? Belle, I was in the shower when you sent me a link. I'm so sorry. I could not.
He was showering for 2 hours.
No. It was simultaneous.
Yeah, we do. I heard that they were trying to reboot it again. The
What?
Turtles, the Ninja Turtles.
Well, they are.
With another
Seth
live
Rogen.
action.
No, it's like I don't know if it's
And Seth
supposed to be
Rogen's
live
voicing
action
every
slash
turtle.
animated. What the hell?
Cowabunga.
But we'll find out. I mean, I don't know. There's so many different iterations of Turtles. Nothing.
Yeah.
Turtles is another freaking thing that derived from toys. The cartoon that came out in the early 80s, not the comics, but the cartoon. And then that's what springboarded everything. No different than He-Man. That's why I started laughing when people. I was like, "There's this many He-Man fans." I'm like, "What is going on here?"
He-Man was dope. I was like,
No,
as a kid,
I used to run around in my underwear and scream, "I have the power" with the sword. And run
Dude,
around.
when I
I
was
still
like
do that.
7 or 8, I had like all of the 2002 animated show action figures.
yeah,
Like, I had multiple versions of Battle Cat, like 6 different versions of He-Man. Oh, dude, that's dope.
yeah,
Nice,
there you go.
Nice.
yeah, we got him.
I even had like Castle Grayskull, which is like as big as my desk.
Yes. My cousin is a ginormous He-Man fan. He has Hot Toys. He has that Castle Grayskull that's like freaking like life size. You can put like a cat in it if you wanted to.
Dude,
Live in there.
That's a good
it's
cat
like
house.
ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's Battle Cat. It's like, get in there, cringer.
Hold on. No, I just did Snarf. That's Thundercat.
Snarf. Oh, Snarf was the only Thundercat that just got on my damn nerves.
He said
just
Snarf
couldn't
all the fucking time. Everything was a Snarf. Snarf. The fuck is wrong with you?
I was like, they don't need a nanny. Can't they eat him?
That was another cool freaking base, though. The big.
That was dope.
I had that the whole base. I mean, I
had the tank.
Oh, you just had the. No,
I had
a freaking tank.
I had too many toys.
But
It's not shocking.
But with that, let's transition over to another DCEU topic. Now, this past week, there have been a lot of set photos for the Flash movie, with, of course, like Ben Affleck's Batman, which we've all seen different pictures of. But there's something that came out today, which finally says something about the Flash itself, the main freaking character of the movie.
He is in the movie.
He apparently is in the movie. And you get a little bit of a glimpse at his suit, which I was talking to Ryan.
Actually, we found him. Ray Fisher is now the Flash.
Like, I was talking to Ryan about this today. Like, I've been very convinced this whole time that his suit would be fully CG. It's not fully CG as apparent in this image, but he does have the motion capture suit with actual boots and an actual headpiece. So I just kind of want to know from you guys, like, what do you think about the majority of the suits being CG? Do you think it's a good move, or do you think it's going to end up looking like disconnected, like Spider-Man in Far From Home, or like, what do you guys think?
Yeah. So let's start with Neil. Let's start with Neil on this one. I'm curious as to what you think about CGI.
It's like I look at it as a little impartial. If you want me to say, oh no, it's not. Oh no. I have a feeling they're gonna have lightning going through.
Oh no!
No!
Oh my god!
Lightning going through his like suit. I have a feeling. Like
I think
I have a feeling that's what's going on. But the good aspect to this is that it's partial CGI. So no different than Iron Man in a way, correct? Now, Spider-Man was completely CGI. So
and Green Lantern.
I'm not saying that this is a good thing. Oh no.
Hey.
We all know about that.
I mean, Cyborg was fully CG as well.
Yeah, so like looking at it, I'm not gonna go, oh no. It's nice to see that he's in a suit, but
it's the same effects people that worked on Justice League, so it's not going to look like.
And what's interesting about that, you mentioned that, is that VFX team made the Flash scenes look really good, even though they only had 6 months to complete the movie.
Yeah, so this is probably cool. So that means he's getting a different style suit. He's getting an upgraded suit, is what that means. I'm a big fan of practicality, though, just so everybody knows.
Right.
I like practical, like they're actually into suits, and if you want to add CG to the suits, add it where you need. When you go full CG on certain aspects, that's
never go full CG.
Yeah, well, no, that's where it gets wonky. So this is where you're going like this, but you're still on the side of positivity with flash drive. But I don't know, man. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. It's kind of like an in between. I'm not upset about it, but I'm also intrigued. Like, is there going to be lightning going through the suit? I want to know.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Nice. Allie, what are your thoughts? Initial thoughts of seeing him in the underwear?
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way. Like, I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say, oh my God, it's going to be CG suit, so it's going to suck. We've seen how full CG things can look.
Yes.
Besides, like, post Green Lantern, they can look like convincing. You can't tell sometimes. I mean, the Spider-Man one, I wasn't a fan of. Yeah. I thought I didn't see the reason to give him a CG suit, but this one, I guess it could also depend on what's
might just be CG for this. Yeah, like you're saying, it might just be for this particular shot.
Good point.
It might just be for what's happening here. Right. It looks like he's running there. So, I mean, I would be surprised if they don't have a practical suit for him, because the movies like these, they have so many different suits. They have the ones that are like the hero suit when they're not really doing
Sure.
action stuff. They're kind of just looking cool, standing there, walking, talking, whatever. Then they have the ones that are more comfortable and easier to move in. So I'd be surprised if we don't see him in a practical suit like at all.
And Hector V, what I mean by Spider-Man is when he wears the Iron Spider suit. That's what I mean. Not necessarily the regular suit, but the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah. So I think, just like you guys were saying, since it's the same visual effects. What's his name?
Oh, Desjardins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The work that they did in Zack Snyder's Justice League was amazing. And like you said, they were very pressed for time on that. And they still were able to. This movie, they're not pressed for time like that. And so even though he's going to have a different suit, I still would trust that. I mean, based on what we got in that movie, they did an amazing job. So I think I'm not worried about it at this point.
Yeah.
It is kind of surprising. Like I didn't really expect to see him in this kind of suit on set.
Yeah.
But it could be, like I said, maybe that's what they're choosing to go with because of the scene. Like Neil said, maybe there's going to be lightning. I mean, they had lightning, of course, in Justice League, but maybe just since it's a different design for the suit.
The symbol intrigues me with all those lines and intricate things.
It's it has like the things.
Yeah, so. I have a feeling.
Yeah, it looks like Jello. It looks like he's wearing a costume made of Jello.
Yeah, it's
Jello pudding.
Jello pudding. Hey.
Pudding. I mean, look at Cyborg was like beautiful.
What's up, Daniel?
Zack Snyder's Justice League. So
yeah,
I mean, and that's like not even a suit. That's like it needs to look like his body.
Yeah,
it's like part of him. It's not just a
well.
suit.
Also, his suit in this one because of the ring.
He just put this all off.
He put the ring on his middle finger, just like Green Lantern.
No, shame on you! Go f yourself.
I'm sorry. Actually, it's on the first finger. It's on the first finger. Green Lantern's is on the middle finger. So yeah, no. But yeah, so this suit sort of like contracts into the ring.
Maybe that's part of it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They would need CG for that. So yeah.
Okay.
I wonder, is he naked under the Flash suit?
Are you wearing your birthday suit? I don't know.
He's like, it's off. Oh no! Don't arrest me.
Don't arrest.
Question though, are we gonna see the Justice League suit in this movie?
Or
are we only going to see the new
I think we'll see it at the beginning. Or like
I think it has to at least be in the beginning.
Hell yeah, you have to. It's sort of the CW. I mean, you have to.
That's true.
More interesting point is Batfleck in the beginning? Are they filming? Is this the beginning? Like Flash is coming and helping him out on some sort of chase, so that he can help him.
I had a nightmare last night about that scene. Actually, like not even kidding. I had a nightmare that I was watching the movie and there was the Ben Affleck like Batcycle chase scene, and all of a sudden, like the Flash sees Batman's, or I guess Ben Affleck's Batman, like crash into a wall. The bike explodes, and Ben Affleck's Batman died. And I was like,
I don't think that's how it's gonna go.
I know, but I was sitting there thinking, like, if you do that, I swear on everything that's holy, I will burn you to the ground.
I think that he's, it's gonna start off with Ben's Batman, and yes, as there was some set photos today of both the Hummer and the Batcycle with their headlights on, so you can tell that yes, this is going to be a day for night shot.
Great.
So it is going to, it is going to take place at night. And I think that the Flash is going to help him so that the Flash can get his help and try to saving his dad. And then all hell breaks loose and he goes and meets Keaton and all that crap or whatever. And then maybe we'll never see Batfleck again.
Yeah. And Hector V brings up an interesting story of the accident with the bike on the set of the Flash that's kind of halted filming.
Yeah. Yeah, there was an accident on the set.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with
so
the one that we just saw recently.
Yeah, it was
yesterday or today. The big bike.
I believe it was a cameraman that was hurt. Let me get the story here. But they had like a medical tent out there. Like I'm trying to figure out exactly.
And the Flash tried to reverse time to help out, but it didn't work. He's still hurt.
Yeah. So let me just pull it up here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody ever see Office Space? No?
That's my stapler.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna burn this fucker to the ground.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, let's see. Yeah, the Flash is briefly halted filming after a camera operator on a motorcycle collided with the stunt double playing Batman and went under the bat cycle.
Wow, that's a dope cycle. If it's gonna run you over. And also the panels that are on the bike that like lift up. And that, for like shields or something.
Yeah.
So that was a cool image. I don't know if you have that.
But apparently the crew member is said to have been taken to the hospital.
Gotham Central.
Over. Not bad.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He did.
Let me see if I can find if there's like any updates on like their condition, because that's
if we can get the room number.
Let's see. An ambulance was called to the scene to attend the injured crew member. Reports suggest the camera operator was on a motorcycle shooting Batman from behind while traveling at speed down Renfield Street before he collided with the stunt double and went under the bat cycle near to the junction of West George Street. Okay.
God, poor guy. The stuntman probably.
What would be awesome, or if that like shot that he was, if the footage he was using is like the one you see in the movie, like, oh god, that's dope. We have to put that in. Yeah. like
he got the shot.
Wasn't there a thing with Ben-Hur, the old Ben-Hur movie? There was like an accident.
Heston.
Yeah, there was like an accident on set that they like left in the movie apparently.
Because it was just too good.
Well, the same thing with Tom Cruise jumping the building. He broke his leg. They left that in the movie too.
In that case.
Yeah. Let's see. Jabdi says a nightmare only a nerd would have Dawson. You have moved the nerd level having dreams about fictional characters. Just wait for the sniper.
Yeah. He's like, no. And his wife's like, shut up.
Batfleck. Kal-El, no.
And then the scene from
she's like, why don't you ever dream about me?
The scene from the first Planet of the Apes movie where he realizes that like it was Earth, like came to my head. It's like, you idiots, you blew it up.
Just
damn you all to hell.
Everybody should just always go to the market.
Damn you, Warner Brothers.
I have a feeling
you.
It wasn't a dream, but
Joy Moreno says, thankfully this movie didn't hurt. I'm sorry, go ahead, Allie.
Yeah, a funny memory I have from one of the times we saw BVS in theaters. One of the times my son was with us, and he was small at the time, but he was already he was like starting to get into superheroes. And the scene when, since we're talking about the Flash, it kind of reminded me when the Flash comes to Bruce, and Bruce is like, blinded. Yeah, my son was copying him when the Flash came through. My son was like 2.5 at the time, and we look at him. I don't know why we looked at him, but he's there, and Bruce is like looking at the Flash, and my son's like, it was so funny. And then of course when I don't know why, but when Bruce has his nightmare of the Man-Bat,
yes,
and he like comes out screaming. My son starts like cracking up, laughing. I was like,
"That's an interesting reaction."
I know. I was like, "What are you laughing at?" I don't know if he laughed at. I don't know. I was like, "That's not funny."
You're raising a sociopath.
Everybody else in the theater was like, "Such a prude."
If it would have been my daughter, we didn't have her yet. But if it would have been her, I wouldn't have been surprised. She's the dark one. But my son, I guess, she is. My son, I guess, I don't know if he just reacted like someone got scared and he laughed. I don't know, but the Bruce thing was pretty funny.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty funny. I like that. Let's see. We'll make sure I don't miss anybody's comments here. Yeah, great take, Ryan. And no.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Anyways, so the next thing I want to talk about is also DCEU related. And that was also some news that came out today. Like, I was at work today and my phone was blowing up from all this news that was coming out.
Yeah, Andre just wouldn't leave us alone.
Yeah, he never does. Never does.
He's like, yeah.
Allie knows the feeling.
I
I
missed
swear.
everything today.
She's like,
I
not
wasn't on
another one,
Twitter,
Andre.
everything.
I'm busy. I'm doing my own stream.
Snooze.
Snooze and go to sleep.
I'm kidding.
Snooze. Yeah.
Like the notifications. I'm kidding.
Mute Andre.
He's like, damn it, it's not getting through. I'll just call Anthony.
What's up, Rasha? Rasha says, we teach kids fear. Remember, they cackle at being given a fright. And that's true. When they're little, that's true. How's it going, Rasha? Good to have you here.
Yep.
But yeah, so other DCEU news that came out today was news that I thought was pretty cool. And I want to be excited about because it's awesome. But J.K. Simmons is in talks to reprise his role as Jim Gordon for the Batgirl movie, which to me just sounds awesome in and of itself. But before we get into that, let's read this exclusive really fast. So it says here, J.K. Simmons is coming back to the Batgirl.
And this is from the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah, the Hollywood Reporter.
So it is an actual
Reliable.
article. So this is actually happening.
Yeah, reliable. Says the Oscar-winning actor is in negotiations to reprise the role of classic Batman character Commissioner James Gordon in Batgirl, Warner Brothers feature for HBO Max that is casting up swiftly. That's an interesting way to put it. Leslie Grace, of course, is nabbed for the role of Batgirl. So the plot details are being kept in the Gotham Library, but the project is looking to be released in 2022 on the Warner Media streaming service.
She nabbed the titular role.
Yep. Nabbed.
Coming out next
What
year?
kind of phrase is this?
Yeah, come out next year. That's a pretty fast turnaround.
How are they gonna? Wow. Okay.
That's
So
pretty
they'd be
ridiculous.
filming like yesterday?
Yeah, apparently.
Well,
Well,
they
they're
don't
casting
use-
swiftly.
They don't
Oh, they're
have to
using
have
Christina's
anything.
script? Oh, no.
You can use the blue screen if you want.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, I'm
sounds
gonna wait to
fast.
see what Christina does because, apparently a lot of stuff with Birds of Prey was meddled with too. Like with their Cassandra Cain, they wanted to make her more comic accurate, but the studio was like, "Nah, don't do that." So I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt until it comes out.
I don't know.
I
I didn't even like Huntress.
wasn't a fan of Huntress either,
Birds of
really.
Prey?
but-
No, everything was like a joke in that.
Yeah.
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 But we'll just have to see. And Raj, this is the Batgirl Project for HBO Max.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that it's like, of course, J.K. Simmons' Jim Gordon
Mhm.
was cast for Zack Snyder's version of the character.
Yep.
And of course, he was in Justice League as well as in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yep.
But with him involved in this movie, this shows, or at least heavily suggests, that Batgirl is in Bruce Wayne's Gotham City, or I guess Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne's Gotham City, right?
No. Batfleck is in her version of Gotham. That's how Warner Bros.
I'm gonna no. That's not a thing. Not a thing. No.
Yeah, and then
Helicopter.
Oh, gosh.
So anyway, I'm just curious what people think about this. I mean, I love J.K. Simmons as Jim Gordon. I think he's a perfect casting. I mean, just look at that mustache. Look at that mustache.
He's great. He's a great J. Jonah Jameson, and he's a great Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson.
So there's two.
And
things
he's a
going
great Omni Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
But there's two narratives going around right now about this. There's one side, and Nifty actually kind of suggests this is just another Hamoniverse. Christina Hodson is the writer. But there's people saying, oh, they're just simply trying to do their own thing, like make Batgirl, the main part of the DCEU. And then there's another side suggesting that maybe Warner Bros. Is secret. I don't buy into this one, but maybe Warner Bros. Is secretly bringing back the Snyderverse subtly. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's nice to see that they're using. Look, we've already known they've used Zack Snyder's characters.
Right.
They love his casting. Zack Snyder knows how to cast. That's another thing he's pretty good at. Not pretty good at, very good at. And then you look at, we have two Justice League movies. We know that they could play canon for both if they really want to. Pay homage to this one, pay homage to that one. Batgirl is a series, correct?
It is an HBO Max
Movie.
Or just movie, exclusive movie. All right,
Yeah.
so movie. All right, so
movie.
movie, baby.
Gravy, baby, yeah.
You know, like, yeah, you think about it. I mean, anybody that's trying to like throw conspiracy, oh, they're trying to work on the Snyderverse too on the side. No. I mean, like that's where I always bang my head against the wall with like the news reporting that goes on with YouTube, and I'm like, you know, who plays their narratives and how they want to spin it,
right?
But can we see the forest through the trees here? If Zack Snyder signed a 2-year deal with Netflix and is doing all these different fucking projects, how the hell is he going to be constructing the Snyderverse 2 at the same time? That doesn't work.
Well, his Snyderverse is already constructed. And the 2-year contract with Netflix is only, first look. It's not I have to work on it.
First look, first this. I mean, you know, whatever it may be. He announced these movies before that article came out. Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
What he was doing with Army of the Dead. Like that, to me, that was like old news is new news. But it was like official. So where I go with this is that, yes, he was already cast in Justice League, so why wouldn't you not want to use him for the series? Do we know where it's going to go?
And also, he could have signed a multi-picture deal that they same thing with Kiersey Clemens, in that she was cut out of the Justice League but brought back into the Flash movie,
right?
And because she was contracted to be in the Flash movie, so therefore they don't have to break contract, have bad PR, and have to work on that. So they're just, and in this situation, I think it's kind of similar. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just surprised
I agree. So to not read too much into it, look, you need Zaslav the magician to come in after he finally takes
the amazing Zaslav.
The amazing Zaslav to perform. Whatever it may be. That's when Snyder probably will have his opportunity to come back. But everybody has to remember, I don't think he's going to come back and continue this. I think it'll be something else when it comes to DC. I'm just saying that. I think it goes more Dark Knight Returns kind of deal for him, because I feel that would be more of a passion for him to do other than continue this. I mean, he got to tell that story.
It could be.
I'm just saying, because these actors are going to be too fucking old at that point.
I don't know about that.
Well, the continuity older.
They played those characters for. I mean, Don Cheadle, Robert Downey Jr. I guess the Chris's are younger than them, but I mean they're not 30, and they just had that. They played that universe for a long time. Granted, they were making movies at the time, so that was different.
I mean, to be honest, The Rock is pretty freaking old. He's like what, 50?
Yeah, but he looks better than people
Slurpee steroids.
Okay. Michael Keaton is 70.
Yeah,
and he's back as Batman.
Michael Keaton's a vampire. I think he drinks blood.
But the big thing about this, though, is that I'm curious about is like when I first heard about this Batgirl movie, especially with who was cast for the role, I automatically just assumed that it would take place in the Batman's universe with that.
I agree. I thought that it was going to take place in the Pattinson universe. But it looks like the Pattinson universe. The more things that are coming out about everything else, it looks like the Pattinson universe is more contained.
You think it's going to be like Bale's universe?
I think it's going to be like Bale's universe, and it's going to have two spinoffs. Exactly. It's going to have the Catwoman series and the Gotham PD series, and that's going to be its universe. And if they build on that, great. But I think they're going to try to have this little nook.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're trying to do a Gotham PD spinoff from that.
Yeah.
Because Gotham, the TV series, was so successful.
But but you gotta have Bruce in some way. Like you can't just have the Gotham PD. Like even in Gotham, Bruce was young, but people are still going to be interested in seeing him even at a younger.
Yeah,
I honestly thought that they
shit out of Batman in order to keep people like
either that or it'd have to be a really compelling story. I mean, I can watch a story about the Maronis and the Falcons and the GCPD and send Bruce off to wherever Ra's al Ghul is or and he's gone. He's gone. We don't see him. He's not in Gotham. You see that he leaves. So therefore, the problem with Gotham is they kept Bruce there, so people were interested in Bruce.
Oh, so bad.
So if they remove him from the story, then it's like, okay, mentally, I know that compartmentalized, he's gone. He's out of the picture. I can concentrate on what's here.
But do you think people will be interested if Bruce is not around?
Maybe, maybe not. It depends on how they develop.
The guy that's playing Gordon in that version, he's a good actor.
Is he in the series or no?
Huh?
He's not in the series, though.
I don't know. That's a good question.
The Gotham PD spinoff, it's going to be the same Gordon that's in.
It's the same Gordon.
Yeah,
it's that universe.
Now, if you're doing that, that's how they might be able to draw it. And the fact that it's going to be on a streaming service, not on Fox. So you can
and in that universe, they might have.
You can tell different stories, and you can probably introduce those side Batman villains that could be introduced
because it's not a young Bruce. It's not a kid Bruce.
More stakes. So it's not a bad idea. It's no different than what Marvel does. It's just DC's so behind.
Yeah.
So they're trying to take their character Batman. They're like, yo, we could spend 20 million series. You could do a Nightwing series. You could do freaking Red Hood series.
I think that would be more interesting.
Oh, definitely. I agree. I don't know why Batgirl's not a series. I don't know why it's a movie. Do a series.
Well, I think they're like, well, the last time we did a Batgirl themed thing was Batwoman, and that hasn't panned out for us.
Well, that's on CW.
And before that, it was Alicia Silverstone, which wasn't a great Batgirl.
No, that was Alfred's niece.
That was Alfred's niece or something. It was like, what?
Yeah, no.
That and that again, that shows you that if you change the character, it falls apart. You know, it's like, and unfortunately, it kind of ties in with what we were talking about earlier with Batman, the Long Halloween Part 2, where they sort of changed the character a little bit, and it's like it didn't fall apart, but it was just like, why? You'll see when you see it. And you won't ever know, but
why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do that? It makes no sense.
But Mask and Shot brings up an interesting point. So when it comes to this movie, right, the question is, will they reference Ben Affleck's Batman as an inspiration to Batgirl? Will he even be a part of that thing? Like, how will they handle that situation?
They'll say that, they perfected the Bat costume to fit a woman.
No, I don't think
they're going to do that.
Hold on. See, this is where the of all this comes in. I say, like, I love when I grew up throughout all this. So, you didn't have all these things come out. And you couldn't let your mind go to too many places, and which kind of sets you up for expectations when you get into movies, and you're already predetermined to think what you want to happen. And when it doesn't happen to you, it's ass. So when you look at this, we don't know what's happening in Flashpoint yet. So this Batgirl could be tied into my...
I will correct. The Flash.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Okay,
Flash been doing that a lot instinctively over the past couple
of years. Yeah. So what's happening in Flash Drive when it comes to that, right? What if this Batgirl's tied to Michael Keaton?
Oh.
We don't know.
If you have J.K. Simmons in the show,
that doesn't mean anything. What if Flash integrates universes? We don't know what's gonna happen in Flashpoint.
I don't know.
I'm trying to give you guys different scenarios.
What's that guy's name? He's Pat Dingle. Is that the guy that died? That was Commissioner Gordon from the Hingle.
What, from
Pat
the
Hingle? From the Burtonverse. He was the fat Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, the one that he had no.
Like, Eckhardt's in charge.
So so if we're doing a rendition of Flashpoint, correct? We're going to reset some timeline. And Flash's going to go back. So when he resets the timeline, right? And we keep seeing those. I'm just playing, scenarios here, everybody. Yeah. So don't think that this is like finalized.
So send all of your attack to the Irregular care of.
So when we saw those reset photos of Keaton, and we saw Barry looking all spastic in his suit, we saw the Flash ring. What if that is when he integrates the universes, right? Or the verse? Things get changed, and then that's Keaton's Batman helping him get his father out of jail because it looks like a courthouse. We don't know. And then we're tying in Batgirl into that, and then people, like all those rumors were Batgirl Beyond or whatever the fuck they were trying to do. Thank God, don't ever let that happen.
Yeah. That was horrible.
There's a lot of it's very interesting right now. So you see this stuff coming out, but until Flash Drive hits, we don't know.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to do a World's Finest, and they're going to have Sasha Calle with this Batgirl. Yeah, they're like Sasha Kaye, motherfucker. But I think they're gonna do that. I think they're gonna have a World's Finest, and it may end up another HBO Max movie or series. That might be what they do with her character.
I wouldn't be surprised at that. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised they do that. Steve Kassan says, speaking of Lisa Silverstone, they should do Batgirl just like Clueless, fight crime in Gotham without my weapons. As if.
You know what? I did like the Batgirl kind of origin or whatever from the Harley Quinn show. And I was like, oh yeah, that's she was like kind of like a fangirl or whatever, like, oh man, I'm wearing Batman clothes or whatever, I'm running around, I'm not really Batgirl or whatever. I mean I am Batgirl, but I'm not like a real crime fighter or whatever. And this is the first time we've ever lost a guest on our show. He's like, I'm out of here. This is
and Allie returns to take his place.
Yeah. Okay, so Allie, what do you think about Irregular Neil leaving us?
She's like, I'm not surprised.
But what are your thoughts on the Batgirl casting as well as JK being Gordon?
The casting, I guess, I mean, I'm fine with it. It's not a character that I guess like, oh, she doesn't look like I don't care that she doesn't have red hair and stuff like that. I mean, I'm open-minded to the movie. I don't really have anything negative to say about it so far.
So why do you hate it?
Tell us.
I think it's cool that J.K. Simmons is returning. I guess it's also, I mean, it's easy for them to be like, oh, well, Justice League is canon, so he's still Gordon. That's easy for WB to say, like,
it is.
We're just going.
I think that's the easiest
Joss
thing.
Whedon's version. And so, but I mean, it's cool that he's coming back as Gordon. And I'm surprised that it says it's supposed to come out next year, because I think even if it's supposed to come out at the end of next year, that's still pretty fast if they're not filming yet.
It's a big turnaround. That's a big turnaround. Yeah. But I mean, Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, whatever, that's not all effects heavy.
It's not a big
budget. Yeah, it's not like Superman or something.
Yeah. It's just wire rigging and hopefully some good choreography.
It'd be cool if she had a Batfleck style.
She should have the Bat Cycle from The Flash. That's what she should ride. That big freaking thing. That'd be awesome.
Why did
she
always ride the motorcycle? Like, holy cow! Like, you got so excited.
Yeah,
you're like, oh my god!
Because it's the Bat Cycle, but then you also have Batgirl, who traditionally rides a cycle. So I'm like, oh shit,
she does.
They
could ride a
motorcycle. From the 1960s television show when they had the Batmobile, and then you had Batgirl, and she rode her her motorcycles.
Here's a replay of how excited Ryan was just then.
Pow.
Hell yeah! I was like, oh! Yeah.
You might even say Ryan was walking on air.
That
movie.
I love that outfit. I wish I could have that. It looks comfortable.
Wonder Woman's outfit?
No, the guy in the ring. I thought you said that's who I was. Oh, okay, whatever.
We're learning
I guess I'm Wonder
Ryan today. Ooh.
I saw on Twitter
Ryan is sex.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
What in the hell was that all about?
Black. You know what that's about.
Sorry, go ahead, Allie.
It's okay. It was a typo on a comment one time. That's what it was. When Ryan's like, nope.
He's just
Read
going
it.
with it.
Read it.
You take it literally. Thank you.
Variety is saying that Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney over Black
Damn,
Widow.
That was one of the things we wanted to talk about. Yeah.
Oh,
suing
okay.
Disney.
She's got no more appearances lined up, so why the hell not? her character's dead. Her movie's over. Right. Go ahead. Go get.
I mean, this is what Scarlett Johansson said about the movie.
There would be no way. I would destroy the movie. I would set it on fire before I would use a single frame.
Yeah. And yeah, so maybe if that clause wasn't in there to like not have it on, what was it? Is it on streaming or not on streaming?
It was on Disney Plus. It was one of those like
you have to pay if you're
not. Reached her contract.
Oh.
When they released it same day.
Yeah.
Theater.
That's why I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for it to be available.
Yeah, I have no drive.
I do think the $30 thing is
ridiculous.
Very steep.
It's too much.
That's more than the theater.
Yeah, like
subscribers. Okay, sorry to get off topic, but it's too much. Like, I understand that they want to get their money back, and not everyone's going to the theaters. But subscribers just expect to have access to what they're paying for every month. Like, I'm already a customer. If you're not a subscriber, that's fair. Like, okay, if you're not a Disney Plus subscriber, you can watch these theater movies for a price. I think that's fair. $30 is still kind of a lot, but if you're a subscriber, I don't understand why you're paying $30 still.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It's like
for premium access.
Exactly. It's like, okay, in 40 days it's going to be on here forever.
Yeah, so that's less than $1 a day.
I mean, like, Netflix is adding gaming for no additional price.
Yes.
And it's like $7.99 still. I mean,
Allie, I'm going to have you read this comment for the audience.
No.
Not out loud.
Oh my gosh, that killed me. Oh, okay. I'm better now.
It's like I had to go gag real quick.
That's trying to prove.
Oh my gosh. So let me pull up the article where Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney from Variety, like you mentioned.
Variety does put stuff out, but they're usually the most unreliable source of information. Probably in this one, it's probably accurate.
Yeah,
they got it from somebody else.
The Scarlett Johansson sues Disney for breach of contract over a Black Widow release. So let's look at the details of this because I'm curious. Disney's decision to release Black Widow on Disney Plus at the same time it hit theaters has sparked a legal battle with Scarlett Johansson, the actress, of course, playing the hero, and a lawsuit filed Thursday in Los Angeles Superior Court. Attorneys for Johansson allege that the star's contract was breached when the studio opted not to debut the film exclusively in theaters, a move they claimed depressed ticket sales for the Avengers spinoff, which pretty much did, because it had a massive drop-off. Much Johansson's compensation was tied to the box office performance of Black Widow. If it hit certain benchmarks, bonuses would kick in. So, of course, she wanted to get that bonus. Disney intentionally induced Marvel's breach of the agreement without justification in order to prevent Miss Johansson from realizing the full benefit of her bargain with Marvel, the suit reads. So, dang. Goodness gracious.
Didn't they know a long time ago? Didn't she know a long time ago that it was going to be a...
Well,
I don't know, because they
she probably was.
Back, so.
They did promote it that it was going to be, in theaters and not on streaming. They were like, you're going to have to go to the theater to see it.
Yeah, they changed it.
And then I think that just they changed it, and they didn't allow her or whatever or compensate her for that. So. Yeah, I mean, and she probably caught wind of like, Gal Gadot getting like this great payday and whatever.
And also like if her movie is getting promoted and it's about to come out, like I don't think she would go out of her way to sue them before the movie came out because that would put a damper on the situation. People would be less likely to go and see it because they have a negative taste in their mouth. Right. So like she waited till it came out, then saw how
it performed,
how it performed, and then was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna go and sue. Which is interesting. And also Disney apparently responded back. So Disney fires back at Scarlett Johansson, calls Black Widow lawsuit sad and distressing. So let's see what the freak they say here.
Maybe they should have gave her a movie a long time ago.
They're like, we were going to do Black Widow too, but...
They should have given her a movie like back when Civil War happened.
It would have been in theaters.
Back when Winter Soldier happened, the type of movie like this should have happened because it was a similar vein, similar type of story. Like
they're like, we were gonna resurrect your character, but
not anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, Loki was gonna give you an alternate version of yourself, but I guess can't have that now. ScarJo.
So Disney said here, quote, there is no merit whatsoever to this filing. Disney said in an unusually fiery statement. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's kind of a lame excuse.
I don't think so. For sure, they're fine.
That's a lame excuse.
Yeah.
That's a very lame excuse.
Like you do know that there was a global pandemic, right?
Yeah, they're literally like spinning the narrative so they don't really have to respond to the exact accusation, but rather saying, oh, COVID-19, how dare you like be mad about this situation? It's just like, don't change the subject, stay on topic. But that's exactly what they're doing here.
I'm sure their pockets are fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure they weren't the ones affected by COVID as drastically.
I mean, come on, it's Disney. They weren't
I
affected.
know
at
they're
all.
like we
Fine.
just bought Fox and Lucasfilm. Are
They're
we out of
fine.
money?
No. We own
They're
everything
fine.
else under the
They have
sun.
an endless supply.
They
I mean,
be fine not charging people $30 to watch these movies.
Oh yeah,
They're fine.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's a dumb. I don't know. That doesn't have anything to do with what.
Yeah, that seems like a very emotional response from them. Like, it's distressing, the
Like, how dare
disregard
you?
for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's like you didn't respond to the fact that there's specifics in the contract that were breached. Apparently, like you didn't respond to that specific allegation. You're just like, it's sad that this is happening.
you know what's funny?
So sad. I feel bad for us.
They probably threw their low-level PR person to like,
Oh yeah.
can you just go handle
It's the
this?
same person who's handling the PR for Zack Snyder's Justice League and Ray Fisher for Warner Brothers.
They're just like,
Yeah.
like Scarlet who? Oh, okay.
Oh, she's been in all the Marvel movies.
Oh,
Will you give her
okay.
a movie now?
Yeah, that's great. All right.
Oh, she's the one that changes hair every movie. Got it.
Yeah.
Like that's her costume change.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah. I mean, this whole thing is silly in a way. I mean, this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
This is-
guarantee if DC would not have made a Wonder Woman movie, she wouldn't have got a movie.
No.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
She would not have got a
No.
movie if they didn't do Wonder Woman.
And this movie takes place.
I can agree with
Great.
that, and same with
Civil
Captain
War.
Marvel. The same.
Right.
They were like, "Oh, damn, you can make money off of that."
Yeah.
Hey, let's make a
Yeah,
Captain
let's
Marvel movie, and can we sandwich it in between Infinity War and Endgame, and pretend like everybody has to see it?
Yeah.
Marvel. Ugh.
That freaking cat, man, pisses me
That
off every
pissed me
time.
off so bad because as soon as the first one happened, I knew where it was going, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" I turned to my husband and I was like, "This is how they're gonna show him lose his eye."
Yeah. Especially after, what was it, Civil
What is
War?
it? A cartoon?
Like, what movie was it where he said, last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye? It's like, so the last time he trusted someone, it was a cat? You
trusted
freaking kidding me?
Yeah, he trusted the cat.
Trusted
A
the cat.
CGI cat.
I
No
was
less.
happy I watched it on a flight to California.
So yeah, when he got off the flight, he was like, "This is your fault.
I was like, what happened here?
It's all your fault." He's like blaming everybody in the terminal.
That freaking movie, I swear. My wife loves that cat. And then, my wife and I have a huge disagreement on that. Because, like, I'm with you guys where the fact that Nick Fury lost his eye to the cat is freaking stupid and disrespectful. And my wife's like, I think it's hilarious. It's like,
No.
would.
No,
She's
I like
just
that. I
saying-
like
she's
that
just saying that so
calls
you
me-
go to bed like pissed.
Blockbuster. She calls me Blockbuster. I'm like, oh, video stores. Oh.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Right,
it's
yeah.
proof. Like, when
Yeah,
you see this
after every
movie,
argument they have, she's like, "Yeah, but the Captain Marvel cat was funny." Boom, shut the door. That's it. He's like,
And then we're gonna make her character relevant in one.
And then this sound is how I feel every time she ends an argument like that.
hey,
Massive pain.
When I saw her in Infinity War, I'm like, oh man, do a freaking Dragon Ball Z movie. She looked like Goku. Anybody
Captain
watch that?
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say she looked like a
I didn't know you were talking about it first.
She looked like the Super Saiyan in that shit. Like she would have that glow around her. I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't like that she saved Tony.
No, it was
The only part of that was really
very-
good was when Thanos
really
popped her in the face. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, she's gonna die.
I was like, don't pop any other, superhero, male, female, whatever. Just her.
because she had that woke haircut.
Yeah.
I was just glad that she wasn't. I was afraid that she was going to be in it like a lot since they had just introduced her.
Well, they just shoehorned her
But she
in.
wasn't.
Like she wasn't even
Necessary.
even anything. Yeah, it was just like exactly what 187. I would have been like that.
And when she showed up to save Tony and Nebula,
Yeah.
It wasn't very.
great,
Like,
It
camera
was like
silent.
Green Lantern coming out of,
There was
of
no
nowhere.
applause.
It was like, here I am. This is how I fit
It
in this
wasn't
movie.
anything like Wonder Woman's entrance in BBS.
And then the whole thing about like, oh well, how come you haven't, we don't have known you?
Yeah.
Well, I've been busy with other things, and plus you had the Avengers, right? Audience.
the ship at the end, and then you're like, wow, you could have just ended this whole thing in the beginning of the movie.
Exactly. I mean,
You guys are all gonna die. The universe is gonna explode. But
yeah.
Iron Man sees Captain Marvel come in and he's just like,
And who the hell are you?
And she's like, I'm the most powerful being in the galaxy ever, and no one can defeat me. Plus, I waited, so we have to do the whole snap crap because I didn't act.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Rice Krispies.
The Thanos Rice Krispies snap.
I am Rice Krispies. That'd been pretty good. So, Allie, I know you have to get going.
So for this last hour, what do you think?
But any final thoughts for us before you depart? We're going to close up here in just a couple minutes anyways, but we're glad you're able to come here. Any final thoughts for us?
Well, lots of stuff to talk about today. So I was glad I was able to come on the show. I had pretty much missed everything that was going on. I wasn't on Twitter, and then Ryan reached out to me, so I was like, oh, cool, lots of fun stuff to talk about. Hope we get to see Flash in the full suit. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a suit that we're going to see him in. So I expect to see that. I didn't expect the first image of him on set to be, suited up would be in that suit, but cool.
I think it was actually good that it was in that if you saw the actual suit, people would like start hating on it, but because you see that, they can't really, there's not much for them to go off of, so they kind of give it a little bit of forgiveness.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's still going to be people like, oh my God, it's going to be a CGI suit, blah, blah. No, I'm sure it's just for certain scenes, I think, personally. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff to talk about today. And so thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Hey, kids. Anyway, we appreciate you being here.
I'm not going to be needed anymore. It's only because my attention is elsewhere.
Yeah. They're like, I didn't have a question.
It's like my cat. My cat will be like, meow, 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 and I'll finally be like, what do you want? She'll be like,
oh, it's like the Stewie moment. Mommy,
Mom.
What? Nothing.
Hi. Well, awesome. Again, thank you so much for joining us today, Allie. We hope you having a good night, if I can even speak. And we appreciate you being here.
Thanks. Have a good one, guys.
Bye. Thanks, you as well.
Bye.
Awesome. So let's see here. So Disney, Scarlett Johansson, fun stuff.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of fun stuff today.
Little drama in there, but not much. I mean, they're gonna brush her aside. They're gonna go away.
I mean, they're
gonna pay her. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna they're gonna settle. They're gonna move on.
And then she's gonna settle down with Joss Whedon somewhere in a log cabin, and they're gonna be happy together.
And she's gonna be like, "Remember when you read that really good script for me?" It was like, yeah, but that was after you did something for me." You got extra screen time, did you not?
That terrible storyline for Age of Ultron.
I was thinking about rebooting the Buffy series. Interested?
No, actually, I like the Buffy series from back in the day.
I like that. And Firefly. Firefly's another good one too.
Firefly is a good one. I know a lot of people didn't like Serenity, the movie.
I really liked that one.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good closeout for
that scene where they reveal where the Reavers came from. Like, that just ripped my heart out. Just like,
I did enjoy that. I'm like, too bad it's done by who, but I separate that.
It's like Jeff Johns comics. Like I still read Jeff Johns comics, even though like I hate the guy who wrote it. It's like, but
if he's doing something good, you gotta just be like, all right, I don't personally fucking know you. Good for you. You suck. Okay, good. Okay. You entertained me for this one moment, so kudos.
Good job, I guess.
Not like a thumb up, like I like you. Just good for that one little thing.
Yeah. Other than that, they just need to get the hell out of here. It's like when you see all these different artists and directors who are just total jerks.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes.
Let's see. Super Hive says, my daughter said I was on the computer for 24 hours.
Well, I mean, when you have an addiction, that's tough.
It could happen, but kids' time is like dog time.
So. Yes, yeah. They're like, oh god, finally you're off. You've been on like for 4 days straight.
Like 45 million years.
I haven't eaten in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you need? All right, I need like 5 minutes of your attention. Now go away. Okay.
I'm gonna go play my Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh man.
Never played that, but probably never will. But we're at about an hour and a half. We have all the topics that we wanted to cover today. So I guess with that,
pretty productive.
Neil, do you have any final thoughts for us? Anything you kind of want to reiterate about what we talked about today?
Nah, I mean, look, I'm very long-winded, so I got a lot of my stuff out. I just kind of be regurgitating what I might have said earlier. I don't want to do that to people. That would be terrible. They'd be like, yo, don't you have any new thoughts? Well, I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So, yeah, there's some irregularness for everybody right there.
There you go.
So from what I'm hearing, you're drunk.
No.
The change in tone is so
No.
quick.
No, that's just Kelsey. Am I drunk?
Not even a little bit.
There we go.
I forget that she's there.
There was a hint.
Oh.
She sounded disappointed. She was
Oh,
not
no,
even a
like,
little
what the
bit.
hell's wrong with you? I mean,
He's so much more fun when he's lit.
with Cape Flap. You know.
Oh yeah. Frank
I
Miller
did
got
briefly
canceled
hear
on
about
it.
this, Job Diaz.
Somehow.
Frank Miller getting canceled apparently because of a book that came out like 11 years ago that he wrote that apparently is like politically incorrect.
Oh,
So well, I mean, you know, it's interesting. People try to like dig deep and say, you know what, you wrote something that was, and the problem is that there are the times are a changing, right? And
they are different.
And as the times change, you know, I mean, some people still have thoughts and you know, of, you know, yesteryear and whatever, but I mean, just because something is looked at or sought as correct today doesn't really mean that it's correct. That just means that currently this is the consensus of the people of the day.
You can't look at the past through the lenses of the modern day. That's what I always say, is you can't do that to a certain extent. Like you have to understand the context of back then. And also, like Hector V here says, it's Twitter. Twitter's going to do what Twitter's going to do.
Dude, I got muted from Twitter. I mean, come on. I'm a nobody, and I got suspended from Twitter, and I'm never allowed back, pretty much.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I don't know. They won't lift it. I'm like, you suck.
Oh, you just got to do like Anthony and just create another account.
And it's just like
get yeeted again.
Yeah. He's walking that line.
Yeah,
that fine line.
But I mean, like Frank Miller. If people know Frank Miller's work, they know that he's kind of out there.
Yeah, and
like, you know, he's kind of not politically correct sometimes. That's just kind of his personality. It's just like, who cares? It's entertaining. It's different perspectives. It's different types of storytelling. Like, if you're gonna simply whittle it down to where it can only be one way of doing things, like, what even is that? You know,
what's the point? What's the point of entertainment if everybody's gonna follow the same?
Right. If
it's like comedy today, you can't do comedy today because apparently it's offensive to everybody.
Exactly. You know, comedy is subjective, and so is material. That's anything. It's not just. It doesn't just only relate to comedy. It relates to everything. So, if it's not palatable for you, then go find something that is.
Yeah.
You know, move on.
What you don't like, maybe somebody else loves. Like
right. Because I mean, it's not for anyone to call out. You know, it's not for anybody to say, "Hey, I see a problem. Does anybody else see a problem?" And if you say yes, then let's go ahead and move forward with trying to cancel or correct in our minds what this problem is. Because what you see as a problem, somebody else might see as something that's perfectly okay. And that doesn't mean that person is wrong. And that doesn't mean that you're wrong. So, you know, get over yourself and allow people to either entertain or reject whatever they want. And, you know, unfortunately, there is no mandate. There is no, please do not try to police thoughts. Don't try to police things that are out of your realm that you don't need to. Just only concentrate on yourself. You know, don't push your ideals.
Because life's a lot better when you do that.
Yeah.
You know, it just simply is.
You gotta learn to X out people and groups or thoughts or words. You know, if you learn to live within your own universe and understand that you
are the master of your own universe.
They're masters of nice
revelation.
Revelation.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, if we legit, like, that's why, you know, all this shit and everything that we do now is, yeah, there's some of us that know how to do it correctly and talk and just give your opinions and maybe produce, do original things. Don't try to just be someone that like drives people in with BS. And that's kind of where we live these days.
Yeah.
No one's giving you truth. Truth is very, very like,
well, truth is different from fact.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, fact. Truth, people don't want to hear either of those. They just want to live in like these fantasies, or
what people gravitate to.
Give me a narrative. I'll believe in the narrative instead of the facts or the truth.
Sure. Because essentially, and we know some people that are like this. A lot of people gravitate to vacuums and echo chambers.
And when that happens and you hear an outside opinion that differs from this echo chamber that you're in, you feel like, oh, that person's like an oddity. How evil are they? Whereas they don't understand that there's a whole other echo chamber of people saying those same things that one person is. It's just like,
it's
like,
not,
and that's why I really like disagreeing with Dawson or Andre or Anthony or whoever. Because it's not that we're all correct or whatever in whatever paradigm that we're subjecting ourselves to. It just means that hey, we have differing opinions and we see things differently. It doesn't mean that Dawson is wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It just means that we see things. We're looking at the same thing and we notice different qualities. We notice positive, negative, whatever, and we can have discourse. And sharpen each other's view, hopefully, or sharpen our own view of what it is that we're talking about. So
people today don't understand how to broaden their own perspective. Like a lot of people like to look at things their way or no way at all. Whereas if you learn to look at things from your perspective and other people's perspective, it just simply makes it to where you can understand a lot more and can be more empathetic to people actually and sympathetic to people.
Well,
the more you know.
That's the awesome part about with what you're talking about, Zeever, and what you're talking about, Dawson, is that it's great having this opportunity to do these things because you get to come across people where you do have like-minded interests and you like to go into all these different realms, and you can still have different opinions, but you can broaden the conversation and see like, wow, I like that. I didn't look at it like that, or I can bring in something that you didn't see, or you bring something that I didn't see. And that's a tough thing to find these days within groups of people. So like being able to do what I'm doing now is awesome. And now I've been able to connect with gentlemen like yourself, with Nickatina, with Anthony. Truth. And
by the way, we apologize for Nickatina.
No, it's all good. No. But I think it's awesome that, like, for me, how I am, my random like personality and all the different things I like, it's cool to have finally interacted with all of you guys, the 4Nerds, because you guys go all over the place. Also, you guys have many different interests.
Yeah, we're all schizophrenic.
Right, exactly. And it's not easy for me to always talk to centric people. If you're only centered on one thing,
disorder. It's actually
I can get down with you, but I got to go somewhere else too at one point because I need to broaden. I need to go with more stuff.
Because one thing it's just like it gets dull after a while. You got to focus on different things. You got to broaden your horizons.
That's why it's good to have multiple people to talk to, just to sort of get out of that mundane thought process. Because and it's great that we have our 4Nerd show every Thursday, but we always try to bring somebody else in so that we can bring in an outside perspective and then all give our take on it, and then that brings discourse between the group as well as the outsider. But we do it in a very respectful format.
Someone's upset,
which is entertaining.
Why do you always think that babies are upset when he's running around and he's having a great time? He's like, he's like, he's like, I'm free.
Yeah, I do that here. Don't worry.
Oh man, no, I agree. We just, at the end of the day, a big thing that people need to learn nowadays is to broaden horizons, broaden perspective, and to also just simply listen for the truth and the facts of any situation. And I think another thing, just kind of being sort of vague here, is just if some like story comes out wait to hear more facts before you jump to conclusions. That is the biggest sickness of Twitter, is like, oh, this is definitely what's happening here, is like based off what? Like there's no facts to base to support what you're saying. It's like, look, guys, just wait till you see facts, wait till you hear things out. Don't just jump on people. Consider other people as human beings like they are, and then approach it that way instead of just seeing people as these like evil demons or these gods, like understand everybody else around you is also a human being that is flawed and is just simply trying to make their way through this freaking insane world. It's just, anyway, that's just,
I'm with you, man. I get it.
And that's our self-help segment of the show.
Yeah.
That's
we
real
appreciate
time,
everyone
real talk right there, everybody.
Yeah, this is real talk. This is real talk right here.
Real.
You can't have this with Anthony and Andre. So, no, I'm
Drop
joking.
the mic.
Yeah, mic drops though. But yeah, no, I mean, we miss those guys. They're having a great time doing what they're doing tonight. We appreciate Neil for coming up on the show. Dawson did a great job with hosting this one, and yeah, man. So where can everybody find the Irregular Neil?
Oh, wow. All right. Well, first of all, thank you to the 4Nerds for having me on. Of course, there's only 2 nerds tonight, Zeever and Dawson. So thank you very much. And everybody, you can find me on YouTube, the Irregular Neil. Okay? Come on, check it out. You can also find me on Instagram, Irregular Neil. Come take a ride on the irregular side, because why wouldn't you want to?
Seriously, just look at this face. You can't resist it. You can't.
There's a lot of fucking zaniness going on in this channel.
Yeah. There you go.
No, we really do appreciate being on here, man. You're a blast to talk to. I've loved getting to know you over the past couple of days, and I know we've interacted a little bit on Instagram every now and then. It's finally good to be able to like sit down on a couple streams with you. And again, just a lot of great news that came out.
And so
today.
our interactions have been phenomenal.
I mean, Zeever, I've been loving. You got me mobile on your draw stream,
Hell yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I know. I was like, I'd like to have you not in the studio. Could you just grab some sort of device that you can walk around your home?
It's dude. I'm a random dude. Kelsey was working on stuff. She is my producer. Don't forget.
Yes.
So
there you go.
There's a lot that goes on here.
Absolutely. But. Oh, I heard a voice back there.
Yeah, because I have a million ideas. I don't stop.
Well, hey, there you go. As long as keeping ideas flowing through there, I mean, it's just going to keep going. Awesome.
Not all great, but some are.
Yeah. They're throwing darts at a dartboard. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. It's,
she tells me when they suck. She's like, no.
Well, that's good.
It's like my wife. My wife tells me how it is. Like that sounds stupid. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and then she's like, and the cat is great.
You just feel like you're you just drop. I'm like, oh. All right, I'm gonna do it.
But yes, we appreciate everybody for tuning in today. It's been another fantastic show. Guys, be sure to go follow the Irregular Neil on Instagram as well as on YouTube. Also, be sure to go follow the rest of the 4Nerds on their social media platforms, including YouTube and Twitter and so forth. Also, be sure to go follow the Nerdy Many Ways podcast on Spotify, where all of the audio versions of these episodes will be featured on there. So go check that out and support in that way. We appreciate everybody tuning in today. You guys are all fantastic. We love you all. Stay nerdy, have fun, read some books, watch some movies, read some comics, whatever the case may be. Play some video games, because why the hell not? Get some toys and just have some fun with it. And again, stay nerdy.